exchange all of the employees, the volunteers, and anybody that's supported them over the years. I can't tell you how much I appreciate this organization and all the things that they present throughout the year and all the ways that they support the culture and the artists in the community and also in Haiti, which is apropos for this evening because I'm so humbled and inspired at the same time to have Junior here who's been staying with me for a month. When you've been studying something intensely as I have for about 30 years now, been in my involvement in Haitian music, and you still find yourself re-inspired and learning new things, that's a blessing. And it's really being around Junior, who's kind of filled in the gap in my knowledge and experience. That said, as I look around this whole room, not even talking about the musicians yet, I see so many faces and people that I've known for so long along my path, and I just want to say thank you for everybody that braved the cold to come out tonight and to partake in this event. The musicians have already been introduced. I will reintroduce them as the evening goes on, but this is just sort of representing the cast of characters of people who I knew I could call from my long-term relationships with them and knowing the artists that they are and their skills and talents and sensitivities that they have to present Junior in a different light tonight than what he's used to experiencing. We're talking about a guy who spent 24 odd years in the same band, performing the same role and playing largely the same repertoire of music with a revolving cast of characters for a very long time. So kind of taking him out of his comfort zone a little bit has been a really beautiful experience for me. And I'm sure it has been for him as well. In fact, maybe we'll ask him that later and see what he has to say about it. Please bear with me if you've been here for the previous weeks. I'm going to repeat just a little bio for the folks that aren't aware of Junior and who he is and what he represents in the culture. And then we'll get going with the presentation. Tonight's presentation is going to be a little bit different than maybe things you've experienced before. It's really sort of a mix of some curated stuff that I put together that will largely be on the screen, videos, photos, some audio, mixed in with live performances that sort of support each other. We're a little bit low tech here, as you can see. We have a screen, I have my computer, so I'll ask you to bear with me in advance for any little technical glitches, but we're going to try to make it as seamless as we can.
That's not low tech, it's a TV.
It's a TV.
This is low tech.
No, this is advanced technology. I know how this works. I don't know how that works, but it works. So just a little bit about Jérôme Siméon, aka Junior Racine Mapou. If anybody doesn't know who Azor and Racine Mapou are, you'll find out more tonight, but they are one of the leading Haitian roots bands and have been since the 1990s, and they've really sort of popularized a specific style of drumming called recollected. We can go into more details about the styles of recollected that they play. But Junior, as I came to discover after watching him and hearing him for years, not only played a central role in the band, but also made all the drums in the band. And that was something that really surprised me, that he had these dual talents at such a level. All the drums you're going to see here tonight were either made by Junior or rehabbed and given new life by Junior. He's brought some drums to life in my collection that I hadn't played in years because I just couldn't figure out how to make them work anymore. And it's just been amazing to watch how he works with the drums as well, and we'll talk a little bit more in depth about that as well. So Junior, as he is known to friends and his fans, was a prime contributor to Lesly Marcelin de Azor, and his work with that band helped usher in mass appreciation amongst the Haitian and global audiences for the style of recollected, specifically called either Makaya or Akaye. Those are sort of interchangeable terms for the style of recollected that Azor mostly played. Although he did do other things, a lot of people tended to pigeonhole him because his Racine Mapou, his big orchestra, played one typical style of music, but Azor was a very diverse artist. He played with jazz artists, he played with duos with piano and with guitarists, he played in the Rara, he grew up playing in the peristyle in the Vodou Temple. He had a lot more of a diverse aspect to him. Aside from his drumming skills, he was also a very revered singer and composer as well. So that band popularized and innovated this style of music for more than 25 years. Some of the innovations that band introduced included the use of an electronic kick or bass drum sound which would provide a heavy bottom end 4/4 beat underneath the syncopations of the 6 or 7 hand percussionists and singers that allowed the band to compete with full dance bands that were playing compa, which is the more commercial style of dance music in Haiti that is typically a full band with horns and drums and guitar and bass and all that. So, and that allowed him to perform in large festivals, stadiums, etc., and feel like he could come out with a forceful sound that would have carried into a big space that way. Racine Mapou's instrumentation included handheld frame drums called bass. This is an example, again, this is Junior's work. This is a frame drum called the bass that's been played for many, many decades in Haiti. It used to be more often seen than it is now, and now the sort of idea of the bass and the role that it plays in the music has changed a bit, and we can maybe talk about that a bit. But the bass was once ubiquitous in many styles of folkloric music in Haiti, but it's become less and less utilized over time. And Racine Mapou helped to bring that back into visibility because they had a whole line of guys each playing one bass. Nowadays, more often you'll see one person playing the part that the bass would play in the music. But Racine Mapou was one of the bands that brought back the older style where each guy's holding one and they're making what we would call like a hocket sort of formation, each guy playing one note to form a melody. Their repertoire included original compositions by Azor mixed with traditional lyrics as well as unique drum orchestrations highlighting the compositions. And Junior played a significant role in these drum arrangements. And he often took over the lead, what they call a mama, or the premier, the first drum in the orchestra, so that Azor could free himself up to sing without having to be playing and singing at the same time, although he was exceptionally good at that. So now I'm just going to set the tone with a little presentation as I started thinking about sort of what I wanted this evening to encapsulate. It was the role of the Tanbou in Haitian culture overall, which is a complex thing because there's both a lot of honoring of it as an instrument of power, of communication, as a symbol of the Haitian Revolution and African identity, but there's also a lot of stigma around the drums in Haitian culture as well. And getting to see the two aspects that Junior brings, both as a drum builder and a master musician, really made me appreciate the drum in a new light, and I just wanted to kind of think about that. And I started looking at some of the proverbs and the parables that are often quoted in Haitian culture, and I started picking out the ones that had the word tambour in it or had a theme about a drum. And there's a few of them, so I just wanted to share those with you guys first. Hérité sous tambour is what I call this section, which is a truth, an oath of truth sworn on the drum. And as you can see, it says, these Haitian Creole proverbs amplify the crucial role of the tambour in Haitian culture. And the yellow part, for me, is like sort of a key to the meaning of each of these slides. There's the Creole, there's the direct translation, and then there's the yellow part, which is sort of like the essence of what the actual message is, because as you know, with parables, like the direct translation doesn't usually capture the reference that's really being made. So from now on, I'm not going to read them, I'm just going to let you guys digest them on your own. Can everybody see that okay? I can read it out loud. If by some reason you can't, let me know. Okay, it says, Tanbou Vivan, c'est la caille qui vient battre, which means the drum is carved in the woods, but it's played at home. And the real meaning of that is that whatever is done outside the home still affects the people, the family at home. In other words, behave yourself when you're out in the world because it's a reflection on your family. This one says, Akebal Tambulu. That's a popular one. After the dance, the drum is heavy, which really translates to things are often harder than you anticipated them to be. That is Azor. Tanbou curated, pas jamais fait bon danse. That means that a borrowed drum never makes a good dance. And it has to do with self-sufficiency and using your own resources, not depending on others to accomplish what you want to accomplish. And that's Junior giving a presentation for Brooklyn College with some of his drums that you also see here tonight. Jean Batambou, c'est bon sayo danser. The way you play the drum is the way that they will dance. Which means that leadership comes with responsibility. You must beat the drum to hear its sound, which really stands for appearances can be deceiving. And this is a before and after picture of a 75-year-old drum that I was given because someone didn't want it to end up in the garbage. And it ended up being one of Tiwo's drums that he sent to a student. Tiwo was a very famous drummer in Haiti. And then I gave it to Junior and he rehabbed it to what you see on the right. Tanbou Vivan, Nanguine Tande. The sound of the drum travels back to the motherland. Guinea is sort of the ancestral homeland. The drum allows our prayers to reach the ancestors, which is the main key of what these instruments are used for. Depuis Tanbou Vivan, tout le monde lève danser. When the drum is played, everyone gets up and dances. Which I take to mean that the drum unites us, and this is a theme that Junior's been talking about a lot. Music knows no boundaries. Earlier today he told a story about a neighborhood where you would have like neighbors that didn't get along with each other very well, until the raga passed by and all of a sudden they're all out dancing in the raga together.
Dis la prière pour nous savoir, la prière. Dis la prière pour nous savoir, en sortant nous bon Dieu, ça doit nous sortir de lumière, nous venons changer pays, nous sortir de lumière. Nous venons changer la couille, prier pour nous savoir, bien entendre, dit la prière pour nous savoir, en s'entendant nous vont manger, ça doit aller. Nous sommes la lumière, nous venons changer pays. Sorti dans l'hiver, nous venons changer la couille, prier pour nous savoir, Guinée entendez, dis la prière pour nous savoir, on entend nous vont manger, ça nous sommes dans l'hiver, nous venons changer pays, nous sortis dans l'hiver. Nous venons changer la couille, prier pour nous savoir, Guinée, attendez. Yes. pour qui l'on est dans nous. Basile rive linguetoe, Basile rive linguetoe, Basile rive naine, soleil nous soleil naine, pour qui l'on est dans nous. Soleil nous soleil linguetoe, pour qui l'on est dans nous. Basile rive linguetoe,
As I mentioned, introductions have been made, but I can't not acknowledge Sanba Zao. Woo! Lesly Marcelin. She's with La Musique, but has also had so many other projects. Somebody who I met on my very first trip to Haiti 30 years ago in the street. And I was with this gentleman here, Mr. Jean-Raymond Giglio. All things Fula. That's something to look up if you're interested in Haitian music. Jean-Raymond handed Sanba Zao an acoustic guitar with 5 strings and a broken body. And he started playing, and within 5 minutes there was like 40 people. It was a party. And I said, wow. And they explained to me what a samba was at that point. Not the samba from Brazil, but the samba from Haiti, S-A-N-B-A. And that's a composer, a carrier of tradition, somebody who embraces fully their identity and their culture and has musical gifts and compositions to share. Azor is the samba. Pretty much everybody here in the own way, there's some sambas out here too. But just to complete the introductions, please thank you, Mary Brignol. I was playing at the Museum of Natural History when they had that voodoo exhibit that was going on, I don't know, maybe 15, 20 years ago in Manhattan with a wonderful drummer by the name of Daniel Gueville. And we were playing together, yeah, Daniel, he's an amazing percussionist out there, one of my brothers in the drum. And this guy came straight from Haiti to that gig, I think. It still smelled like Haiti, you know, he had a big coat, and it was like 60 degrees out, and like, yeah, he just got here. And he sat down, and those guys played all these conversations. I was like, have you guys met before? How is this possible? And come to find out that they went way back in a group called Ram and Arco and Aiko dance and all these folklore troops in Haiti. So, yeah, Vivian Gauthier, sort of the grand mother of folkloric dance in Haiti, who trained so many dancers that have gone off and spread Haitian dance all over the world. Anyway, just a little context of the folks that are up here. I have more special guests joining us as well, but we are going to now play sort of a typical old school, what they call Mardi Gras music. You know, it's the same idea as Mardi Gras in New Orleans, but a little different manifestation. They have in Haiti what they call banakier, which are usually smaller but sometimes larger groups that go out by foot and travel and march and play and compose their own rhythms and styles. And the bass drum is frequently used as a big part of that music. So Junior is going to give us some like bass melodies on the drums, and we're going to play a little bit of that style for you guys now. If you talk, you're going to miss it. This is Azor and Junior in Japan playing duet. I played some of this a while back. This is different footage than I have seen it there.
People want more cultural programs, like they want to learn more about like religion or travel and things like that. Yeah. Yeah, like religious stuff too. Like religious stuff they're curious about.
You want to learn about food?
Yeah, people mention that. Yeah. Yeah, that's come up quite a bit. Yeah. So far that's been like the main thing, but aside from that, people are happy about the music and all of that.
What is the tequila?
I'm sorry? It's tequila?
What's the demographic of people who want to learn about tequila?
Oh, it's all ages. Yeah, but I think maybe predominantly,
Asian Americans?
it seems like a lot of Haitian Americans. Yeah. That's okay, yeah. They just, yeah. Okay, I'll be right back. 1 second, I'll be right back.
Hello. Everybody get a chance to get something to eat? If you can make your way back to your seats, it will be easier for us to connect with you all if we're not kneeling and talking. And you have a chance to come back with that, keep the program going for you.
Please take your seats, everybody. Lama. Environmental solar.
Okay, I have a question. Where can you find amazing Haitian drumming and free Haitian food? Thank you, Haiti Cultural Exchange, one more time. I'm not taking this for granted. Free concerts, free food, free wine. Where do you get that in New York City? Anywhere. Usually you have to pay $40 to get free things, right? And that's how it works in New York.
So Marcus, we are accepting donations. You know, we need the support of the community.
If you want more free food, free events, and to support ongoing work in the community, please support Haiti Cultural Exchange. No donation is too small. Regine could probably make an announcement about that, but I know if you go to their homepage, there's an easy place to donate right there. Okay? PSA over. So while you guys were kind of having a little break from this amazing drumming, can you give it up one more time for the musicians, please? What was playing here was an excerpt of a concert from 2003, back in 2003, where the ambassador at the time, a man named Marcel Duret, was very instrumental in creating a very deep and ongoing connection, cultural exchange between Japan and Haiti. And he brought many, many Haitian musicians to Japan to do all kinds of concerts, and not only Azor, but specifically Azor was treated almost as royalty from the Japanese press, from music fans. He went there, I think, 12 or 13 times on different tours. They gave him like a big gold medal like you would get at the Olympics. They presented him with all kinds of plaques. And many other musicians went there too. I believe Michel, Louis Valcourt. There was a project that my boy Tiga over here, Incognito Recorders, was a part of, called in English Culture Shock. He and his father Bonga, Daddy Bogan from Boukman, Jimmy Jean Felix, Sergo Desius. Pretty cool project. There's an album of that floating around if you can find it. But I wanted to ask Junior what his experience was like going to Japan in 2003. Est-ce qu'on a fait un petit parler sur l'expérience de M. Japon, pour nous? Qui j'ai expérience ça pour?
Bonsoir tout le monde.
Bonsoir.
L'expérience n'est pas facile, mais on est haïtien, nous sommes là, quelle que soit la situation. So, nous ne laissons pas mettre nous parce que nous sommes l'équipe, quel que soit le site, on va la performer. So, nous avons des problèmes avec le nom, mais nous avons un interprète pour tout côté que nous allons. Mais pendant 3 jours, je vais manger avec des petits
I bet you even people that don't speak Creole have an idea what he's talking about. Anybody who doesn't speak Creole want to take a guess what he's talking about struggling with?
Japan.
Chopsticks. Place he loves the area, he loves the culture, the way that they function as a society. He was impressed with. He used to have at least a few words of Japanese, but don't ask him now, because that was 2003, 20 years ago.
Fatigue pour jouer en province, c'est très important, mais ces musiciens obligés d'interpréter tout comme militaire.
He always talks about being sort of a soldier as a musician, and he said traveling way out into the countryside by train was tiring. Not to mention it's like a 13-hour plane ride, and you're traveling in the direction that the sun is setting, and the sun never sets, and you don't know what day it is when you get there, and you're messed up for like 2 weeks with jet lag after a trip to Japan. Yo, Lala.
C'est moi avec Azor de là, tu mets 10 estimes, au capot, estime, on se doit lever, voilà, avec eux, c'est courir ici, courir l'autre bord, c'est pas facile. Mais l'expérience qui était vraiment impressionnée, c'est parce que nous étions contents, nous avons invité nous, mais nous ne pas connaître si pour marcher avec Tanbou, les Azor arrivés dans le temple là, ils ont de côté Tanbou haïtien. Pour l'entraînement, il faut qu'il y ait un tambour haïtien dans le même. So, dans le moment où on a toujours avec notre tambour, on est obligé de avec un grand blanc.
He went into a temple. I missed some of it because I was giving soundman cues to like pay attention to the feedback that we're hearing. But he talked about going into a temple and that they requested the traditional Haitian drums to go inside the temple. I have a feeling it might be Shinto, which is sort of like Japanese voodoo to me, but I'm not 100% sure because I wasn't there, but he said that they had trouble with the Haitian drum at the time. They didn't have it with them, and they had to take a commercial drum, but in order for it to be accepted, they had to cover it with a white sheet and kind of make it as sacred as they could in the moment to be allowed to come inside, so it was a very solemn occasion.
En gros, nous connaissons tous les musiciens comme ça, la vie musicien pas facile.
Also musicians know, musicians like it's not easy. He's always smiling, but it's not an easy thing. He woke me up at 6 a.m. this morning to ask me if he could load the drums into the car. No joke. So that's the training that he got in that band. That Racine Mapou was like a military unit. I mean, these guys traveled by crazy bus on crazy roads to crazy places inside of Haiti. He was always talking when we're driving around or passing airports, remembering times when he would come out of a gig at 2 in the morning and go right to the airport in his sweaty clothes to travel to the next place or to come back to New York after being in Boston or Montreal or wherever he was. A lot of the promotions were done with a very small budget with a pretty large band. So he's definitely paid his dues, and I can also just attest to his work ethic when it comes to the drums and how much of his heart and soul he puts into it, which you can see by how beautiful these instruments are and how they sound. They don't just look beautiful, but they have an amazing melodic resonance and clear tone. And even the way he plays, if you watch his hands, he's very methodical. Each note, there's nothing wasted in his technique. Somebody mentioned that in a presentation that we did earlier today. Somebody who's been around drumming said they never saw anybody play with the finesse that he has. And there's plenty of very talented people all over the place, but Junior's definitely special. I'm sorry, was there a question?
Yeah, about Japan. How was the band received by the Japanese public?
Well, like I said, I mean, Azor went there 13 times, so pretty well. Yeah. Ok. Qui j'en ai mon japonais au recevoir Racine Mapou en général.
Pour qu'on ait visite par des frontières.
Music knows no boundaries.
Parce que si tout Tanbou, c'est un cérémonie, c'est un homme de ça, c'est
Drum music is medicine, and wherever it's playing, it touches everybody that hears it. That's something I've heard from so many different Haitian drummers that I've been lucky to be around, the therapeutic value of the drum. And even as a musician, you start to notice that it changes your heartbeat and the way that you breathe. And you might think that it's something that's tiring, but when you get into this other mind state from playing, you can play all night long, like drummers in the Haitian community are often asked to do in a ceremonial context.
Pour programme ça, on a fait 7 shows comme ça. Après 7 shows, on a réalisé un CD dans 2 jours, instrument traditionnel japonais avec instrument traditionnel haïtien.
So they played seven shows like this, duets, and then they also did a collaboration with traditional Japanese musicians where they used some Japanese. The koto, which is like a Japanese plucked harp almost, and the shakuhachi flute. Apparently it's out somewhere. I think it might be called like Eastern Winds or something. I can't remember. Anybody know that CD with the Japanese musicians and Azor and Junior on it? Anyway, something to look for. I want to talk a little bit before we get back to the next drumming session about drum making and with Junior. I have something to show you guys that will kind of set the table for that discussion, so bear with me for a second. Says, Tanbou Vivan. How do you make the drum come alive? Thank you. These drums pictured here are some of the most mythical drums. Some of the more mythical drums in musician. They're called Azor. I remember when I was first going to Haiti, I was reading about them, and I read in a couple of books that they were extinct in Haiti, but as I traveled around the Haitian countryside, I came to find out that that's not really true. They still do exist, and they do a ceremony for the Azor. It's sort of a symbolic drum. It's usually played in a, if it's played at all, it's played in sort of a choreographed way. It's presented as a ritual object, or they're often in pairs, and they're presented as a ritual object that are danced around by the initiates, and they often have a small branch or stick that they'll do a gesture, but it's not really playing like what you see here. Here's our pictures from La Souvenance, which is a very famous temple in Gonaïve, Haiti. It's one of the oldest, if not the oldest, certainly one of the older ones in the north of Haiti. And every year they have a week-long celebration of what they call Dahomey lineage Vodou, Rada. It's a little different than what we're playing here, but you can see they dress up the two drums in skirts, and all of the initiates are given these branches, and they proceed around the drum in clockwise and counterclockwise order, and on a command from the mother drum, they all come forward at once, and either the close people actually touch the head of the drum, and people on the outside gesture towards the center of the drum, and then the drum tells them to go in the other direction, and it's repeated for about half an hour, and it's really beautiful.
And it gets its own house.
Exactly.
It has its own house. So it has its
The
own
drums have their own house.
Yeah, they live by it.
So these are Tanbou Asotor, the different style that Junior was hired to produce by the Bureau of Ethnology in 2016. So this says Asotor Drum Project led by Junior for the National Bureau of Ethnology in 2016. I don't know if Eugene is here, but it just so happened when I was doing some research. In 1946, a renowned author, Jacques Ouimet, La Sacrifice de Tanbou Asotor, was published by the same